Okay, guys, after yesterday's trading session, where I took two wins, let's look at what's happening today. First, in a trading session, you always want to check the news on Forex Factory. This USD news could have an impact, so I'll avoid USD pairs. And AUD is also important news. CNY, probably by the time this news is, we're already out of the trades. So let's just avoid USD and AUD pairs. So let's go to the chart. It is with USD. Don't. Um, okay, we missed this trade. This would have been a good one. It's looking very bullish. And we're touching a support zone. Kinda not super tempted to take this trade because we already moved away from it. And we are very close to this pivot line. So I'm actually thinking the market will go and test this back down. But the chance is quite high that it will touch this pivot. But still, I'll skip this one. Okay. Now this one is very interesting because here, let's draw it with a box. We have this previous area where price was ranging in. Then it moved up, created a new range over here above the pivot. Then it moved below this range and got back into this previous range. Now we are about to touch this fat cat zone. So I expect price to touch this, then move back to the pivot. So we're going to, let's look at the risk to reward tool. Short around this level, close to the fib. Then move stop loss above the pivot and target the central pivot. So there's a 2.34. It's looking like a 2 risk to reward. So 0.09 too small. So we're going to increase this to 0.5. Still too small. One lot. I like my risk around 0.3. So trades don't really impact the account. So it's only in the long run we will be profitable. So we don't experience too much drawdown and turbulence. So let's put a pending order here and let's move on. Okay, this is shaping up nice. Let's hope there is a level. It's not too strong. Let's move on. Okay, this is nice because we got a rejection and then we move back to the pivot. So I would expect price to touch this, move to this level. But here's one of the things I keep in mind. You got this range. We are in the center of this range. So it's very likely price will just be bouncing between this range until when you're in the middle of a range. It's like a 50% probability it will go either direction. So I'm not looking into this. Let's go to the next one. Skip the USD pairs. AUD, USD. Okay, this is a nice one. If I was just trading pips, I would take this trade. But I'm using the Fat Cat for extra confluence, so skipping this trade. Also USD, so keeping out. Okay, here we got the same situation with a previous range and we are in the middle of it. But we got this zone on the bottom of that range, so it would be good to put in a pending order here. I'm going to disable Discord next videos because these alerts are annoying. But let's see how much we risk reward if we just aim at this. It's not good enough for me, but if we aim at this level, well, that's shaping up nice. So let's check the news again. AUD, am I seeing it? So probably around the time this trade would get triggered, the news would also get triggered. So we're staying out. I'm only taking this if I could take a trade right now, but this would be a pending order, so not doing it. GBP, JPY. Again, we got like a range. We're close to the middle, but then I see we got this range here below, and we are close to the top of it. So I expect price to bounce from it. Maybe go a bit lower to stop people out. Go to the level. Level is also very strong here. Many confluences close to the pivot level. So I'm going to take this trade. Let's look how this is. Okay, so entry will be around this candle. So GBP, JPY. Let's go. Right. Here's where the entry would be. Let's target these past highs. Okay, so this would be a 2 rescue rod. Let's see how that would be on the TradingView chart. So yeah, this is below the pivot. That's good. Let's put in a pending order. This is way too high, so let's make it 0.4. Let's see how that is. Okay, that's how we like it. It's in a pending order. Okay, that will be all. 2 trades is enough for me. Probably they won't get triggered, but if they are, let's hope they are profitable. Trades got triggered. GBP, GPY is in a bit of a loss, but not a lot. I still expect this to get reached. But the Euro CHF is in a profit. But then I checked the chart again and I saw Euro CHF is in a big uptrend. And I defined my own rules a couple of days ago, the pivots, where I would only take longs above the pivot line and shorts below the pivot line, and also watch for trends. So here I took a short above the pivot line. So this is again against my rules. And while this trade is still profitable, but getting back, I really wanted to close this trade because you have to stick to your rules.